up, everybody? Facts the deal. My name is Mike Fields, also known as Facts, and welcome to another episode of Black Facts. Oh yes, this is where I get to celebrate Black History Month 2022 in my own special way. You already know, folks. I hope you had a great weekend. It was a 3-day weekend for a lot of us, folks, and you know why? Because it is President's Day weekend and we're winding it down. Oh yes. Today is Monday, February 21st, 2022. And it is actually President's Day today. So today, you see the gear. You know where I'm going with this. Today's celebration is about you know who. You see it. You see it. You know who. You know what? Facts the deal. This is all about President Barack Obama. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. President Barack Hussein Obama II. Oh, yes. Folks, there's so much information about Barack and his family. Shout out to the Obama family. Man. But we're going to get to it all. You know how I got the information, right? I Googled him. Oh, yes. And since we're not in the museum, I had to go to my rusty, trusty laptop right here. Oh, yes. Folks, now we're just going to go to Google, type in his name, but we can't type in his name just the regular way. No, sir. Barack is the GOAT. All right? And so with all the other GOATs, what do? All caps. Oh, yes. Let's get into it. So, girls. Now, we're going to tap on here, get to the Google page like so. Oh, yes. And, of course, it's going to be all caps like this. Capital B-A-R-A-C-K space. Capital O-B-A-M-A. Hit enter on that J. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh. Look at all the information that comes up. You can see just scrolling and scrolling. Yeah. Yep. Okay, now, we're not going to go through all this information. Please do the research for yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. Show enough, especially when you're talking about my main man, Barack. Or some people call him Barry. Or Barry-O. Oh, yes. Barry Obama. Now, and that's no disrespect, it's just what it is. Facts. When you look at this page, also, check it out. Now, one of the links that comes up first is barackobama.com. So let's click on this one. All right. Now, I saw this earlier. I just wanted to share this with y'all because it's very deep. I think it's deep and it's touching. You know, it got to me. I like it. Facts. Here we go. Peep.
My fellow Americans, it has been the honor of my life to serve you. I won't stop. In fact, I will be right there with you as a citizen for all my remaining days. But for now, whether you are young or whether you're young at heart, I do have one final ask of you as your president. The same thing I asked when you took a chance on me 8 years ago. I'm asking you to believe, not in my ability to bring about change, but in yours. I'm asking you to hold fast to that faith written into our founding documents, that idea whispered by slaves and abolitionists, that spirit sung by immigrants and homesteaders and those who marched for justice, that creed reaffirmed by those who planted flags from foreign battlefields to the surface of the moon. A creed at the core of every American whose story is not yet written. Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we did. Yes, we can. Thank you. God bless you. May God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Facts. Man, he's such a master behind the podium on that microphone. Such a master. Yeah, and that's very inspirational to me, especially as an educator. you know, as somebody who stands in front of students every day. So I really appreciate that. And, you know, I like to tap into that energy, you know, while I'm presenting, especially right now, on Black Facts. Black Facts! Oh, yes. So let's get into it. If there's any doubt, I'm not going to get into my Barack impression. We'll say that for another time. Let's get into the facts, folks. All right. So goes Barack Hussein Obama II was born August 4th, 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii. He is an American politician who served as the 44th President of the United States from 2009 to 2017. A member of the Democratic Party, Obama is the first African American president of the United States of America. Yes, sir. He previously served as a U.S. Senator from Illinois from 2005 to 2008 and as an Illinois State Senator from 1997 to 2004. After graduating from Columbia University in 1983, he worked as a community organizer in Chicago. Shout out to Chi-Town. Oh, yes. In 1988, he enrolled in Harvard Law School, where he was the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. Facts. In June, here we go. In June of 1989, Barack met Michelle Robinson. Oh, yes. When he was employed as a summer associate at the Chicago law firm of Sidley Austin. Robinson was assigned for 3 months as Obama's advisor at the firm. She was his boss. And for what he says, she still is. Facts. All right. And she joined him at several group social functions, but declined his initial request to date. Hey, sometimes it's like that, brother. But you hung in there. Oh, yes. They began dating later that summer. Oh, yes. Became engaged in 1991. Oh, yes. And were married on October 3rd, 1992. You already know. Oh, yes. After graduating from Harvard Law School, he became a civil rights attorney and an academic teaching constitutional law at the University of Chicago Law School from 1992 to 2004. Turning to elective politics, he represented the 13th District in the Illinois Senate from 1997 until 2004 when he ran for the U.S. Senate. So here we're taking the political route. Oh, yes. He was already in the neighborhood in terms of his studies and everything like that. He just decided, let's go with politics, all right? He saw a need, he went after it. All right, now, after suffering a miscarriage, Michelle underwent in vitro fertilization to conceive their children. The couple's first daughter, Malia Ann, was born in 1998, followed by a second daughter, Natasha, also known as Sasha, in 2001. Obama received national attention in 2004 with his March Senate primary win, his well-received July Democratic National Convention keynote address, and his landslide November election to the Senate. Oh yes, making waves, making moves. Let's go. In 2008, a year after beginning his campaign and after a close primary campaign against Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama was nominated by the Democratic Party for President of the United States of America. Oh yes. Now, here's a personal anecdote. One of the final stops of his campaign trail was at the Prince William Fairgrounds in Manassas, Virginia. My roommate at the time, Greg Jackson, shout out to my main man, you already know. What's up, Brandon? Oh, yes. Let's go. What's up, roomie? Yes, sir. My boy Greg Jackson, we went to UVA together, we're fraternity brothers, we're roommates, all of that stuff. That's my main man. All right, was working for the Obama campaign at the time and recruited me to work the event. Now, we did crowd control, all right? And it was a lot of people out there, and it was a lot, man. But I remember just everybody being so nice and everybody being so hype and just like ready to go. Everybody was just ready. The energy in that place, we were outside, but it was so warm. Like the energy was just, it was thick in that place. It was like, I will never forget that. I'll never forget that. Anyway, my gospel band at the time, the Youthful Spirits. Shout out oYES for life. You already know, baby. Let's go. They performed as an opener for the event while Barack and his team made their way to the event. My parents were in the crowd that night. Yes, they were. Shout out to Mom and Daddy. They were in the crowd that night and in the front. All right. My father was actually able to shake Barack's hand that night. And that was like one of the highlights of his life. All right. Now, after that, Barack was elected over Republican nominee John McCain in the general election and was inaugurated alongside his running mate Joe Biden on January 20th, 2009 as the president, the 44th president of the United States of America. Oh yes, and I was there that night, that day, courtesy of my friend Michelle. She was able to give me a pass to the event. I remember being there early. It was like right around 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I got there, I had on like 3 or 4 layers of clothing, had a blanket, had hats, gloves, everything. It was cold. No precipitation at all. Really no wind. It was just cold. I remember walking like 25 blocks to get to the Capitol site. They had everything, barricaded and all that, checkpoints and everything. Had to show ID and all. I had to show my ticket and everything. But when I got there and I could see like all the chairs, I have pictures and everything. It's on Facebook. I could see the chairs and everything set up. I could see signs that said, okay, Tuskegee Airmen right here. This group over here. There were labels for every section, like right to the front or adjacent to the front. But when I got there was a person who was sitting there in the chair already. Arms stretched out, arms folded, legs stretched out, pretty much covered, because it was cold out there. And it was Denzel Washington. I had no idea who it was at the time because they were so far away. But I saw that person, and it was Denzel Washington. Shout out to my man Denzel. Shout out to my main man D. And it was awesome to see that somebody was just like so hyped, beyond hype. Like he was there. He was there for it. Early, chilling before anybody else got there. He was sitting there chilling, just waiting for everything to start. Cold, but chilling. Cold, chilling. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. And I found out that it was him later through him like doing interviews and stuff. So it was just awesome to see. Awesome to be there and witness everything. The Jumbotron was like right here in front of me, but to be able to see clearly what was going on, like at that angle. Like, shout out to Michelle. Thank you so much. Much love always. I appreciate you for that gesture, for giving me that ticket. It was one of I'll never forget that, ever. Especially how cold it was. Yes, sir. All right. Later on that year, on September 17th, this is another personal anecdote. 2009, President Obama spoke at the Comcast Center on the campus of the University of Maryland. It was my 30th birthday, and I was there with friends. Oh yes, we stood on the floor of the arena, and the way we got to the floor was outside. There were lines, long lines waiting to get in, and we were there chilling. My friends and I, we were just chilling, hanging out, waiting to get in. And this lady comes by. I was actually on the phone with my cousin Delaney. Shout out, September birthday. Oh yes, September 17th. I don't know why I said September 20th. September 17th. That's my twin. Oh yes. I was on the phone with him at the time, and we were talking, and all of a sudden this lady comes up and says, you guys look like a fun bunch. Here's some tickets. Why don't you guys be on the floor? You guys want to be on the floor? And we were like, yeah, let's go. So we were just hyped, like everything, the whole mood, the whole vibe just went up like to 1,000. We were beyond it, yo. And so we got into the arena, showed up, passes so we can get down on the floor. And right around the time when he came out, of course, he had the Stevie Wonder music, signed, sealed, delivered. It was playing and all that. He came out, everybody was going crazy. Near the end of his speech, when he was revving it up, we all like remembered like he usually goes around and shakes everybody's hand, right? So we made our way to the front, and by this time, you know, everybody was cheering and screaming, like, because we all knew what it was coming, like he was going to come around and shake everybody's hand. So we pressed our way through, got maybe 2, maybe 3 rows from the very, very front, like where the gate is. And so he's coming around, and I have my hand out. I have a video camera in one hand. My right hand is extended, full extension, and I'm yelling. I'm like, Mr. President, Mr. President. And he sees me. And I said, it's my birthday, it's my birthday. And as he's reaching for my hand, he looks right at me and says, oh, happy birthday, as he's shaking my hand. And it just blew me away that, like, amidst all of the screams and chaos and everything that was happening, he heard me, looked me right in my eye, acknowledged me, his eyebrows went up. He said, oh, happy birthday. I was like, this dude is amazing. How in the world? But that's just the kind of connection that not just I, but a lot of people experience that, you know, in those kind of encounters with Barack. So shout out to Barack for just being present. I really appreciate that. Amidst all the chaos, he focused on me and really made my day, for real. I was already on cloud 9. He took me way beyond that, and I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Facts! On October 9th, 2009, Barack was named the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize Laureate. So he won the Nobel Peace Prize October 9th, 2009. Won it. He was awarded, however you want to say it. He got the Nobel Peace Prize October 9th, 2009. Obama signed. It's a lot. I'm sorry. I'm emotional right now. Okay. Facts. Obama signed many landmark bills into law during his first 2 years in office. The main reforms include the Affordable Care Act, the ACA, or Obamacare, and we still call it Obamacare to this day. Although without a public health insurance option, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, and the Don't Ask, Don't Tell Repeal Act of 2010. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act and the Tax Relief, Unemployment Insurance Reauthorization and Job Creation Act served as economic stimuli amidst the Great Recession. So we were in, financial turmoil, which happens, it just seems to happen like ever so often. And, it's something that we all have to push through. We don't know when it's going to happen. Most of us don't anyway. But it's in times like this. This is another personal anecdote. It's at times like this when we are, stressed out financially, from a public health standpoint, that we really have to, I suggest that we really come together and treat each other nicely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already stressful enough. But for us to really, deal with this, whether it's the pandemic or whatever financial situation is going on, person to person, community to community, really just learn how to greet each other properly and speak to each other nicely and treat each other well. Yeah, that's the best way to get through any kind of hard time. That's my personal recommendation is, especially now. Anyway, after a lengthy debate over the national debt limit, he signed the Budget Control and the American Taxpayer Relief Acts. In foreign policy, he increased U.S. troop levels in Afghanistan, reduced nuclear weapons with the United States-Russia New START Treaty, and ended military involvement in the Iraq War. In 2011, Obama ordered the drone strike killing of Anwar al-Awlaki. I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name right here. A U.S. citizen and suspected al-Qaeda operative, leading to controversy. He ordered military involvement in Libya for the implementation of the UN Security Council Resolution of 1973, contributing to the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi. He also ordered the military operation that resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden. I remember I was on the university, I think it was on the University of Maryland campus at that time when that happened. I think I was. All right. After winning re-election by defeating Republican Mitt Romney, Obama was sworn in for a second term on January 20th, 2013. And at this point in time, I remember being in Van Nuys, California, because I was out there with my boys, the Thundercats. We were working with an artist, and we were living our California dreams, watching TV in the studio of the inauguration. And I think my parents were there for that, but I was in California. Facts. Oh, yes. Now, the Obamas had 2 Portuguese water dogs. The first, a male named Bo, was a gift from Senator Ted Kennedy. In 2013, Bo was joined by Sunny, a female. Oh, yes. During this term, Barack Obama promoted inclusion for LGBT Americans. That was a term given in this research. His administration filed briefs that urged the Supreme Court to strike down same-sex marriage bans as unconstitutional, and that was the United States versus Windsor and Obergefell versus Hodges. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. My bad. Same-sex marriage was legalized nationwide in 2015. He advocated for gun control in response to the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, indicating support for a ban on assault weapons, and issued wide-ranging executive actions concerning global warming and immigration. In foreign policy, he ordered military interventions in Iraq and Syria in response to gains made by ISIL, that's ISIL, after the 2011 withdrawal from Iraq. He promoted discussions that led to the 2015 Paris Agreement on global climate change. He oversaw and ultimately apologized for the deadly Kunduz hospital airstrike. I think I said that right, Kunduz. He continued the process of ending U.S. combat operations in Afghanistan in 2016. He initiated sanctions against Russia following the invasion in Ukraine, and again, an interference in the 2016 U.S. elections. He brokered the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, nuclear deal with Iran, and normalized U.S. relations with Cuba. Obama nominated 3 justices to the Supreme Court. That is the Honorable Sonia Sotomayor and the Honorable Elena Kagan. I hope I'm not butchering that name. Were confirmed as justices, while Merrick Garland was denied hearings or a vote from the Republican majority Senate. Obama left office January 20th, 2017, and continues to reside in Washington, D.C. During Obama's terms as president, the United States' reputation abroad, as well as the American economy, significantly improved. Keep that in mind. Obama's presidency has generally been regarded favorably, and evaluations of his presidency among historians, political scientists, and the general public frequently place him among the upper tier of American presidents. I'm going to say he's the GOAT. That's just what I'm going to say. He's the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Facts. That's just me. Black facts. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Since leaving office, President Obama has remained active in Democratic politics, including campaigning for candidates in the 2018 midterm elections, appearing at the 2020 Democratic National Convention, and campaigning for Biden during the 2020 presidential election. As we remember, President Joe Biden is the president now, but he was also President Barack Obama's vice president. While during the 2 terms that Barack was president, Joe Biden was his vice president. Okay, let's keep that in mind. So he's actually, I guess, returning the favor and showing the public that he is behind Joe Biden's presidency, and that's what he did when he was campaigning for Biden during the 2020 presidential campaign. Oh, yes. Outside of politics, Obama has published 3 best-selling books: Dreams from My Father, that was in 1995, The Audacity of Hope, that was 2006, and A Promised Land, that was 2020. In May of 2018, the Obamas launched Higher Ground Productions by signing a multi-year deal with Netflix to produce scripted and unscripted film and television projects with the with the goal of the company to lift up diverse voices in the entertainment industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, Sasha and Malia, they will always be, I believe, they will always be celebrated as the first Black or the first African American family elected to live and preside in the White House. Barack being the first Black or African American president, number 44. The way that they conveyed themselves to the public, in my opinion, was just love, professionalism, poise, candor. The vibe was just high. And there were some things that happened, I read through a bunch of stuff, but I just felt reassured, that everything was going to be all right. Especially coming from, I have my own beliefs, of course, but to see or to feel that from somebody I don't know personally, especially the president of the United States. I just never seen a president convey themselves, or first family, period, convey themselves in such a down-to-earth, welcoming, warm, fun-loving, serious, but just really personable kind of way. I've never seen that before. And so anyway, shout out to Barack, Michelle, Malia, Sasha, the entire family. I really do appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for all you've done to encourage everyone to really be empowered and to be encouraged as far as what we can do individually and collectively as citizens of this country to promote, establish, maintain, and sustain change. Positive change, good change for ourselves and our community, our nation, and our world. That's the message, yo, and I appreciate that message. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for being worthy of Black Facts in this Black History Month celebration 2022. Again, my name is Mike Fields, also known as Facts. Take care of yourselves, y'all. Do the research. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. And we'll be right back at it tomorrow. I love you. Take care of yourselves and each other. And as always, peace. Folks, you know what? I'm going to change it up just a little bit. You know why? Because I can. Instead of that old silver, we're going to go black.